I'm Matt Odegaard, and this is Church Public. Welcome back to Church Public. I am your host, Matt Odegaard, as always, and I appreciate you stopping by today. I want to bring you current events from a Christian perspective to help you live out your faith in the real life that you walk through every day. If this is helpful to you, hit the like button, subscribe, share. If you want to support, you can go to churchpublic.com/support. I wanted to give you a Bible reading plan. That's what I want to do. I want to give you a Bible reading plan. I have been asked several times in the past couple weeks, hey, I really want to read my Bible more. You keep saying that. Where do I go? What do I do? What's the best way? So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give you to RC Sproul, a great Reformed teacher, and he has a really cool reading plan that will get you through the whole story of the Bible without actually reading the whole Bible. I recommend you read the whole Bible, but I have talked to many people who start like a regular book and they start at the beginning and they start at Genesis. And Genesis is great, and then Exodus is great, and then they get to then they get to, Leviticus or Numbers, and then they're just like, they're reading all the laws in Leviticus, or they get to the Numbers and just start reading all the lists of people, and they're like, I'm over this. So I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to read it and find the joy that this book can bring, and I think Sproul put together a really cool way to get through the main stories of the Bible. And then as you have the time and energy, you can go back and fill in those other sections that you are struggling with in the beginning. That's what I would suggest. Start with Genesis, the history of creation, the fall, the covenants, Exodus, the history of Israel, Joshua, the history of the promised land, Judges, Israel's transition from the loose group of followers to the kingship, the monarchy, Samuel, Israel coming out with Saul and David, 2 Samuel, David, 1 Kings, David's son Solomon, you may have heard of him, wisest guy ever, 2 Kings, Israel, Ezra, that's when the Israelites come back from exile, Nehemiah, when Jerusalem is restored, Amos, Hosea, minor prophets, Jeremiah, major prophet, Ecclesiastes is really about wisdom that Solomon wrote, and then Psalms and Proverbs are really good. That gets you through the main points of the Old Testament. And of course, you can intersperse those with what I would suggest in the New Testament, that you start actually with the Gospel of Luke. The Gospels start a little more than halfway through the Bible if you're using paper. If you're using electronic Bibles, that's fine too. I suggest ESV, NASB, NIV. Those are all good ones to start with. So start in the New Testament, read the Gospel of Luke. The other Gospels are great too, Matthew, Mark, and John, but the Gospel of Luke will give you an historical view of the life of Jesus, and that's really good. Then Luke actually wrote Acts as well. Luke, Acts is kind of a package deal. So you read the gospel, you hear the life of Jesus, you read Acts, you get the early church, then you read Ephesians, and that's the teachings of Paul and kind of an overview of the way he explains the kingdom of God. Then hit maybe Corinthians, life of the church, 1 Peter, Timothy, where Paul talks about pastoring, Hebrews, that is all about Christ and theology of Christ, Christology, if you will. And then Romans is just a full view of the theology that Paul lays out for us. I hope that's helpful. I hope you follow after God. I hope that you read his word every single day and grow in your faith. For Church Public, I'm Matt Odegaard, and we will see you soon.